short while ago, we stood in our veranda waiting. I think we stood in our veranda waiting for the siren for longer than the siren actually rang. And the kids were squabbling, and our neighbors all around the block were coming out to stand in their veranda as well. There was this feeling of anticipation. But inside, what I felt was this immense silence where there should have been voices. And I couldn't help but think that last year when we stood for the siren, Rav Avi Goldberg was alive, and Eliyav Abitbul was alive, and Gilad Al-Maliach was alive, and Yuval Shoham was alive, and too many people were alive. Hirsch was alive. Carmel Gat was alive. Too many people were alive, were no longer alive this year. And the silence of their absence was heavy within me. And then the siren rang, and it was too short to encompass everything we're holding right now. And I was thinking of a particular soldier we lost, Roy Beit Yaakov. Roy Beit Yaakov was a young man, very talented photographer, very exact. Everybody talked about his professionalism and how important it was for him to do things right, to do things just so, both in civilian life, as a photographer, as a friend, and in the army. And he was killed the day after Independence Day. We're human, so we imbue rituals with significance beyond what they can hold. On some level last year, I thought we did the mourning on Yom HaZikaron, we did the rejoicing on Yom HaTzmaut, and now we're done, right? And then Roy fell in battle. We got the message in our shul group because his uncle and his aunt and his grandfather and his grandmother are dear, dear members of our community. And in the funeral, his father, in eulogizing him, shared something that the social worker who was helping the family told the young kids, young siblings, as they were preparing for the funeral. He said, you see the flag that you put on top of the cask? In Israel, soldiers are buried in casks and they're covered by a flag, but then the flag is removed before the cask is lowered to the ground. You see the flag? The body, the cask, is going to be buried, but the flag does not. And then his father pointed toward the flag on the pole in Mount Herzl and says, and you see, here it is blowing in the wind. And this image captured everything. It captured everything. It captured the fact that we lose people, and it captured the fact that the cause, the thing they lived for, the thing they died for, remains. It stands. And I think tomorrow, as we transition from this day of memory to the day of rejoicing, I will think about that flag, the flag that goes on blowing in the wind. Incidentally, yesterday, Roy's family took that flag, or having taken it in advance, turned it into a parochet, curtain for the ark where we keep the Torah scrolls in their shul, and dedicated it to the shul in memory of Roy and the other soldiers who fell. And from now on, every year for this month, the Hebrew month Iyar, which is the month where we remember and celebrate, they will have that parochet hanging in their shul. So the flag keeps blowing and the Torah keeps being learned, and the ancient Jewish story of our nation, of our land, of our Torah, of our people continues. And there's a heavy cost to it. And tonight we're all sitting here and embracing that cost, acknowledging it, sitting with it, holding it. And I wanted to share with you a prayer I wrote for this day. I wrote it as part of a new book I co-edited with Shira Lankin-Sheps and Ann Gordon in the Shvili Center. It's called As Nashir, Between Silence and Song, Women's Prayers for Israel's Days of Remembrance and Celebration. And I wrote this prayer very quickly. It was not something I struggled with. I then struggled with editing it because it felt like it was just there, leaning against my breastbone, waiting to burst out. And I feel like it's my attempt to put into words what can really only be captured by silence because it's too vast. All the loss, all the pain, the dread of will we forever live on our sword? Is that what we're doomed to live with for always? This feeling that we're part of a big journey and it gives me strength, but this big journey is a heavy weight at times and it takes too much from us. And yet we recommit to it with every moment, every step we take here. The prayer is called A Prayer for the Ones We Lost and for Ourselves. Lord of hosts, you who know the innermost workings of our spirits, you know who lives in my heart. The ones we lost, the ones we buried. You know who leans against my lungs when I hug my children, choking me with borrowed longing, for they, the fallen, will never hug their own. You know whose eyes look at me through my own eyes in the mirror, eyes that live in reflections, pictures, and memories, and tell me, live, 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 please live, for we cannot. You know. You have watched me, us, mourn together. You have watched me, us, cry over graves. You have watched us holding hands and feeling the phantom of lost hands between our fingers as we dig into the land and make wells of yearning and cup their water in our palms and drink. We drink with their lips and bleed their tears and laugh at jokes they would have said had they but been here, had they but been here in the flesh. Lord of hosts and hearts and spirits, you who know the hidden places of our hearts, you who know that we can never come to you alone, for they are with us always. Please dig into the earth of your bountiful compassion. Make a well into your gifts of healing. Cup the water of your love and let us drink. Let us drink. For every surface is a wound of remembrance. Every bus stop an agglomeration of memories. Every smiling face a reminder of another. And we don't want to lose them, never lose them. Help us carry them into our lives. Help us live with them within us. Help us do so without drowning in distress and grief. Drowning in distress and grief. Lord of hosts and memories, make their spirits within us a blessing. Make our lives a continuation of their work. Make the memories sing through us and seep into the work we do in the universe. Make them nourish it, like the water feeds the growing tree. May the memories of Ray Bet Yaakov and Avi Goldberg and Aliava Butbul and so many others may it truly, truly be a blessing to the world, not only through God's doing, but through our own. And may we have the strength to hold all together and keep recommitting to our path.